Hello, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me. I'm Miss Joan, author of the Slobbery Stranger book series, and today we're going to be reading the third book in the series, The Slobbery Stranger Strikes Again. Please visit and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Storytime and Songs with Miss Joan. And if you would like to purchase a book, you can have your parents to email me at joan.feeler@yahoo.com, and the books are $10. So we're reading chapter 1, Reunited. Tick, tick, tick went the old clock on the wall in the women's prison. It was now midnight. Mother Slade ran her fingers through her coarse gray hair. She gazed out her window at the stars and the bright full moon that shone in the late October sky. Bats flew back and forth near the trees of the forest next to the dark, decrepit building. She rubbed her arms to warm them as she paced around her cell. Grandpa Scrooge always said, "You can't keep a good Slade down. Our family heritage and pride are at stake. Great-Grandma Clementine's desire for revenge on the town of Homestead must be satisfied. Those people allowed Mayor Samuel Slade's death to go unpunished, and that is unacceptable," she complained as she shook her fist. "My plan for Sonny and I to escape must not fail. After our mission is complete, I myself will see to it that our family name is carried on by getting a worthy wife for my Sonny boy." Mother Slade started feeling sleepy and began to yawn. Oh! She walked back to her bunk and lay down. As she closed her eyes and began drifting off to sleep, she mumbled, "One thing for sure. Sonny will not marry that puny little Clara May." The next morning passed slowly for Mrs. Slade. After breakfast, she kept glancing up at the clock in apprehension. Today was the last day before retirement for a woman who worked in the kitchen. A few months ago, she agreed to give the woman a large amount of money to sneak her and Sonny Boy out of prison. It was now 10 minutes before noon. The cell doors opened and the female inmates lined up single file in the hallway. They entered the chow hall and began getting their trays and food. The kitchen worker gave Mother Slade a nod. "Don't forget it's your turn for cleanup duty," she said with a wink. "How could I forget?" Mother Slade grinned. After lunch, Mrs. Slade began wiping the tables. When the chow hall was completely cleared, the kitchen worker walked over to her with a bag in her hand, and she whispered, "The last lady just left. Change into this white uniform and hairnet, so if the guards see you, they'll think that you work here. My car is parked close by. I'll keep my eye on the security camera. In 8 minutes, I'll pretend to be putting something in my trunk. I have an extra large hidden compartment between the trunk and back seat. It's big enough for you to squeeze into. I'll lay some other things in front of it, so when the guard checks, he won't see anything suspicious. Hurry, we got to be out of here as quickly as possible so I can leave at my regular time." Immediately, Mother Slade rushed into the food pantry. She took off the orange jumpsuit that all of the prisoners had to wear. pulled the cafeteria uniform out of the bag and put it on. Then she wadded up the jumpsuit, placed it into the bag, and stuffed it into the bottom of the garbage can under a bunch of food scraps. She nervously tucked her coarse, wiry hair into the hairnet and sprinted out into the parking lot located behind the building. The kitchen worker was standing at the rear of her car with her trunk opened. Earlier, she had parked in such a way that she wouldn't be seen. As soon as Mother Slade climbed into the secret compartment, the woman pushed up the carpeted wall. She grabbed some things that were lying around the trunk and put them in front of it. She shut the trunk and slipped into the front seat. When she arrived at the gate, the guard approached her and looked into the back seat. "Open your trunk, please," he said. "Sure," the kitchen worker answered as she pulled the release. As the guard looked inside, she could feel her heart racing. She glanced through the rearview mirror and sighed. The guard shut the trunk and walked back to her car window. "Congratulations on your retirement," he said. "Thank you, sir," she replied, giving a fake smile. She nervously drove away from the prison straight to the expressway. After they were 10 miles away, she turned off at the next exit ramp and pulled over behind a department store. After looking around to make sure no one saw her, she let Mother Slade out of the trunk. "My cousin, who works at the men's prison, will meet us with your son in a couple of hours on your property. We expect the full payment of $10,000 at once, just as you agreed." "Of course," Mother Slade nodded. "I am a woman of my word. It is well worth the price to save my family heritage." When they finally pulled up to the Slade estate, Mother Slade stepped out of the car and opened the huge, creaky, wrought iron gate. They drove past the lake and the family cemetery, then parked in front of the run-down old mansion and waited. Shortly after, a man in a junky brown pickup truck parked next to them. A gray cloud of smoke was trailing from the exhaust pipe. The man had a large cigar in his mouth. He smiled an almost toothless grin when he saw his cousin. "Tarnation, what an ordeal that was!" he cackled. "Get on out of here, sonny boy. We got somewheres to be." Mother Slade jumped out of the car and ran over to meet him. Sonny was sick from the smell of exhaust fumes and cigar smoke. He stumbled out of the old truck. His mother grabbed him in a bear hug and squeezed him tightly. "Please, Mother, I need time to recover from that horrible trip," he whined. "Grab that money, lady," the man in the truck yelled. "Oh, yes, I'll be right back," Mother Slade answered as she galloped clumsily toward the front porch of the house. She reached into a hidden compartment built into one of the floorboards, lifted out an extra key, and unlocked the door. In the living room was a dusty portrait of her husband, Sebastian. She blew a kiss at it and laid it down beside the fireplace. She opened the safe in the wall that was behind the painting. Mrs. Slade counted out 10 bundles of money and ran back out to the kitchen worker and handed it to her. Then the woman and her cousin squealed their tires and skidded away. Okay, and now for our reading comprehension questions. So see how many of these that you can answer correctly. All right, so number 1. So what month was it when Mother Slade and Sonny escaped from prison? If you answered October, you are correct. All right, number 2. Who helped Mother Slade escape? The kitchen worker. Number 3. Who helped Sonny? That's right, the kitchen worker's cousin. Number 4. What 2 things did Mother Slade want to do after she was free? Also, I want to remind you, in each of my books, I have the answers to all the questions in the back of the book. I'll let you take a little peek at that. So after Mother Slade escaped, she wanted to take revenge on the town of Homestead and find a wife for Sonny Boy. And number 5. How much money did Mother Slade promise to give the kitchen worker? And if Mother Slade got out 10 bundles of money, how much money was in each bundle? Okay, so she promised $10,000. And if there were 10 bundles of money, that would be $1,000 in each bundle. Okay, and so next time when we get together, we're going to be on chapter 2, Fall Fun. I hope you can join me next time, boys and girls. Have a great day.